The regular meeting of the Lawndale Elementary School Board will come to order at 5:01. Please note that all regular and virtual board meetings of the Lawndale Elementary School District are recorded. I would like to remind the board, cabinet, presenters, and speakers to the following. Please slow down when speaking, project your voice, speak directly into the microphone, mute your microphone when you are not speaking, and we ask that we do not speak over one another. Are there any comments from the audience on agenda or non-agenda items? Thank you. There is no need for a closed session tonight, so we'll move right along on our agenda to item number 3.02.
Thank you, President Coronado. At this time, I would like to introduce Lucille Smith's principal, Ms. Crystal Moore, and her student.
All right. Good evening, President Coronado, Board of Trustees, Superintendent Castro, and cabinet members. I'm Crystal Moore, principal of Smith Elementary School, and it is my honor to introduce to you one of our finest scholars. This fourth grader not only models what we expect as a Smith Cheetah, but also what we hope to see in the greater world. She is an exceptional scholar who is hardworking, curious, and kind. Staff describe her as a light in the room and always ready to learn. She still hugs her first grade teacher, Miss Estrada, to this day and shares their love for the Dodgers. An amazing student who loves to learn. She helps other students and makes them feel good about themselves. Her second grade teacher said she wishes she could have Camila in her class every year. And her fourth grade teacher says that Camila is a lover of graphic novels, and they share their favorite Sanrio characters, Kuromi and Cinnamoroll. And so without further ado, please give a warm welcome to Camila Gomez.
Good evening. My name is Camila Gomez, and I am a fourth grade student at Smith Elementary School. I have attended Smith since I was a kindergarten student. I was born and raised in California. My favorite subjects in school are art and reading. What I like most about my school is that the staff is very encouraging to have students try their best and reach their goals. I would like to thank my parents and the teachers that I have had at Smith since kindergarten. They have helped me to learn a lot to know the difference between what is wrong and right. Everyone please stand, eyes on the flag, ready, begin. I pledge of allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. I would like to share how important
You're good right now. No, you're good.
Wait.
That's for later.
Okay.
Thank you, Camila. I don't have it. Just a minute. While we're waiting, does the board have anything they'd like to say to Camila?
I couldn't hear it, sorry. We can't see her. Oh. Come this way, please. No. Also. There. Thank you so much. On behalf of myself and the board, I it talks about
Roll call, members of the board, President Coronado. Here. Clerk Shirley Rudolph. Trustee Kathy Burris. Trustee Ann Phillips. Trustee Adi Morales. Members of cabinet are all present except for Dr. Howard Ho.
Guests?
We have 10 in-person guests, 1 via YouTube and 0 via Zoom.
Camilla, do you have homework?
She's.
Oh, she's staying for the presentation. I'm sorry. I was gonna let you go home and do your homework. Ah, okay. Thank you, Principal Crystal Moore. At this time, I would entertain a motion to approve the agenda.
I'll second.
On a motion by Trustee Phillips, seconded by Trustee Morales to approve the agenda as presented. Comments, questions, or discussion from the board?
No, ma'am.
Thank you. At this time, I would like the board to approve Trustee Phillips as our clerk for the night. Consensus? You have
Yes.
consensus?
I have consent.
Okay, thank you. Let the record reflect that the board appointed Trustee Phillips as our clerk for the evening. Superintendent Castro, we're at item 4.
Thank you. At this time, I would like to reintroduce Principal Moore, who will be doing our school spotlight for Lucille Smith Elementary School tonight.
Oh, there it is.
Sorry, I'm sorry.
I don't know why there's. We don't have a room microphone.
Okay,
That keeps coming up.
that's weird. The audio keeps turning.
Is it okay now?
Yeah, that on.
All right, thank you. All right, everything okay?
All right, good evening, President Coronado, again, fellow board members, Superintendent Castro, and Cabinet. I'm Crystal Moore, Principal of Smith, and it is my pleasure to highlight some of the wonderful things happening at my school. To help me this evening, I have brought a team of colleagues to share. When I call your name, please stand. Kathy Nguyen, our math TOSA. Eileen Ziff, our language arts specialist. Wandi Chu, our site social worker. Sydney Rolls, our ELERT. Maria Costa, our library media clerk. Desiree Austria, our community school site coordinator. And our lovely Camila Gomez, who will be sharing her personal experience as a learner at Smith. And I offer them and share them with you today because all of these people help make Smith Elementary the amazing place that it is. So as you know, every school site develops their single plan for student achievement around our 4 district goals: academic achievement, ensuring access and equity, increasing parent and student engagement, and how to best provide 21st century learning. So during this evening's presentation, my team and I will highlight actions that promote and foster these goals. And I would like to turn it over to Kathy Nguyen and Camila Gomez. There it is.
Good evening. My name is Kathy Nguyen, and I am the math TOSA at Lucille Smith. I'm here to talk about some of the exciting highlights happening at Smith around Goal 1, increasing student achievement. First off, we are extremely grateful to have an additional TK class at Smith this year. What's even more exciting is that it's a dual immersion TK. So you might be wondering why this is so exciting for us. Well, the data has consistently proven that the social, the emotional, and the academic opportunities provided in TK are significant attributes that set our students up for success in kindergarten and moving forward. It's no surprise that our former TK students enter kindergarten with significantly more skills than students who did not attend TK. So with the addition of another TK this year, we know we are setting up more students for early success. Celebrations. I want to talk a little bit about celebrations because at Smith, we are all about celebrating kids. Our goal over the last few years has been to celebrate and emphasize growth. But we don't just acknowledge and celebrate students who are meeting and exceeding standard. Because let's be honest, a lot of times it's the same kids year after year, and some kids never have the opportunity to be recognized. So what did we do? We leveled the playing field by celebrating growth. Let me give you an iReady example. After Diagnostic 1, a student placed in the below standard level. And after taking Diagnostic 2, this same student is still placed in the below standard level. But if we do some digging, we find that that particular student grew over 100 points in their scale score. Did this student, in fact, make significant growth as a learner? Yes, they did. Do they deserve to be recognized? Yes, they do. So what does this shift in how we see and measure growth do? It builds student confidence. It builds mindset. And it gives students hope that they have a chance. These celebrations have become a part of our Smith culture, and our students get extremely excited and look forward to these award assemblies multiple times throughout the year. And because these iReady and SBAC celebrations have been so successful, we're adding a Champion Cheetah Award this year to our trimester awards. This award will recognize students who have shown exceptional growth in any of the following: behavior, academic, or character. And we hope that the Champion Cheetah Award is an added opportunity for us to celebrate and acknowledge growth. So in addition to celebration of growth, at Smith, we also know that student agency plays an important role in student success. When kids, number one, have a growth mindset and believe that they are capable. Number two, have a clear picture of where they currently are as a learner. And number three, know what they can do to improve and set goals for themselves, then they have a good chance at growing. So our teachers have made it a regular practice to have one-on-one data chats with students where they share and explain the data to them in kid-friendly language. And before a subsequent diagnostic, teachers again have another one-on-one conversation with students to set goals. Today, we have invited one of our fourth grade students, Camila Gomez, to share how these data chats and goal-setting conversations have impacted her as a learner. So once again, please help me welcome Camila.
I would like to share how important data chats have been in my life as a student. Data chats show students where they are as learners and help you try to do the better. Students can look at their prior scores and know how much growth they have made in the previous test. It encourages you to try more. I'm gonna beat this score. Setting goals as a student gives you something to reach for and to try to get to that next level. For example, when I took my iReady test last year, I posted my goal to help me stay focused. I ended up passing my goal by 200%. That is how I know that data chats and setting goals are meaningful to students.
Now I'd like to welcome Sydney Rolls to tell us more about Goal 2, ensuring access and
Hi, everybody. Good evening. My name is Sydney Rolls. I'm the ELer at Smith. I come to you tonight to talk about some of the things we're offering our English learners at Smith. We have a couple newcomer groups. It started as a morning group with our K through 5th grade students coming from other countries. We start at 7:45 in the morning, Monday, Wednesday, Friday, and we stop at 8:15 so kids can still get breakfast and be on time to their class with their teacher. Over time, it morphed into like a 2 through 5th grade group, but they were coming to school ready to go at 7:45 at the front gate, ready to go on our next trip. So I do believe, and Smith believes, that just because they come to Lawndale, it doesn't mean that they lose where they come from. We want them to keep their culture, their language, all their values that they come to us with. So we started an around the world project. Every kid got a passport. They'd walk in the front gate and they'd get a boarding pass. It would say where we were going next. We started at the tip of Chile, which is where one of our students was from. We would watch videos of airplanes taking off. They'd want to know how long the flight was. They want to know all those questions that we all want to know. And we'd have those conversations. We'd let them ask our bilingual aide at the time. She was so good with them. She'd be like, "Have you guys been here? I've been here. Look at my pictures." It was really nice to see the students be proud of where they come from. They don't shy away from where they come from, and they were able to share it with their classmates and their friends. And we traveled all the way through South America, through Central America, and then we landed in Lawndale. And when we landed in Lawndale, it was around winter break time, and we had a celebration breakfast. Just like Kathy was saying, we like to celebrate things at Smith. So we had a celebration breakfast, and we actually had food from all of their home countries. And we had keychains made out of alpaca wool from Peru. It's still on my lanyard at school. And it was just really nice to see them be proud of where they come from, celebrate it. And it was a school community thing. It was really nice. And then that led us to realizing that we had a really large group of newcomer girls in 4th and 5th grade. And we thought, our office manager, Veronica Carranza, and I thought it would be a really nice opportunity to introduce them to each other. And every Tuesday, we'd eat lunch together and participate in little girly arts and crafts. We made, it was during the Taylor Swift era of the friendship bracelets. So we made friendship bracelets. We made vision boards of what they wanted their future to look like. We played with makeup. We did fun, girly things, and they are still friends to this day in middle school. And that was for our newcomers. For our bridging students, we did an LPAC club. Smith historically, the majority of our students are stuck at that level 3 on LPAC. More than half of our students are at a level 3, and we all know California requirements. You have to get a level 4 to reclassify. And if they are not reclassified by the time they leave us, they lose opportunities in middle school. And we want them to have all the fun classes in middle school. We want them to participate in art and music if they can. So I looked at our 4th and 5th graders who had historically been at a level 3, and I printed out their LPAC scores all the way to kindergarten. And we looked at where they started, where they are, what growth they made. We had open conversations, and we did an LPAC club. And I called it LPAC Club on purpose. I wanted it to be fun. It was after school. They were running from their class to LPAC Club. We played music. We looked at goldfish and Oreos and oranges, something that they could touch and also enjoy at the end of it. But we did LPAC task types with Oreos. I made them write about what their Oreo looked like. We practiced descriptive writing. We practiced speech functions. We practiced how would you ask somebody if you could have their Oreo? Just different LPAC task types. And I am proud to say that more than 50% of those kids who participated in our LPAC club reclassified.
Kudos to you.
Thank you. It's not me though, it was them. So they are able to have those electives when they do move on to the middle school. I also looked at our somewhat group of kids on the writing LPAC, our fifth graders, and they participated in a writing club. They wanted something else after LPAC club. So I gave them a writing club, and we used Right Brain Books, which is wordless picture books. And they were able to go through the writing process and appreciate the writing process. We did rough drafts, we did peer editing, we did self-editing, we read them out loud to each other. And eventually they actually published them. So you send it back to Right Brain Books, and they print it with their name on it, and they are now officially published authors with a book that they got to keep. So that was really nice. And for our designated and integrated ELD, they participate in protected ELD time every day with their teacher. And they also get language supports across content. I thought it was really interesting and fun. I actually got to work with the PE teacher. He wanted to learn how to incorporate more vocabulary into their lesson. So we met and we came up with a word game that students had to run back and forth collecting letters and building their vocabulary words. And during their obstacle course, they had to keep repeating their vocabulary words. And at the end of their lesson, he was able to ask them questions, and they were actually able to answer those questions using the vocabulary words that they had built earlier in that period. So we are doing lots of things at Smith to help ensure equity and access to our English learners. We know that they need a little bit more love and support, and we are offering that to them in many different ways. Thank you.
And for goal 3, I have 3 team members. Wandy is going to start off by sharing a little bit about PBIS. Come on down, Wandy.
Good evening. My name is Wandy Chu. I'm the school social worker at Lucille Smith Elementary School. I'd like to begin by acknowledging our teachers, staff, and community members as Smith Elementary was awarded the California PBIS Silver Implementation Award. And going for gold next year. Absolutely. As the academic year began, Principal Moore and I hit the ground running with our PBIS Roadshow. We visited every single classroom while rocking our cheetah fanny packs, cheetah ears, and my personal favorite, our telescopes to spot outstanding cheetahs. It was a great opportunity to set expectations for our TKers who are new to school and to refresh our K through 5th graders after the long summer. We are also continuing our Spotlight program, where we highlight a student each week during our Monday morning announcements. September is also National Attendance Awareness Month, and we have a full agenda to increase student attendance. We hosted various exclusive pop-up events, and just yesterday utilized our PBIS spot slips to reinforce students coming to school on time and ready to learn. Each Monday this month is also a Spirit Day, with students donning their brightest colors and soon mismatched shoes. All of our initiatives have been a success as we are closing in on reaching our school-wide attendance goal of a 95% rate of attendance in the month of September. Okay, I'd like to introduce next Eileen Ziff.
Good evening. I am here to talk about our Jumpstart program at Smith. I've been part of the Jumpstart program since the first year it was offered. I can't quite remember when it was. I know it was before the pandemic. And it started with this goal of trying to support our kindergarten teachers with those beginning of the year, one-to-one data gathering assessments that need to take place. But we know that our littles at that time, for them to sit and be independent so that a teacher can sit one-on-one and hear what they're saying, was not a great success. And so we were offered this opportunity to come before school started, a few days before school started, with a team of support to kind of welcome them to school and start to build that parent and student engagement before day one. And that was, I think, one of the hidden biggest successes of this process. And so we did that, started with our kindergarten teachers, and we expanded it shortly thereafter because it was a year or two in that our school closure happened. And we thought, wow, we're going to have these incoming kindergartners, and we're going to have these kindergartners that were on Zoom coming in as first graders, and that's going to look different. So we asked if it was possible to invite our first graders to Jumpstart as well. And so it began. It has been a very successful program. The time and effort involved has been a great win for all participants in our school community, be it our parents, our families, our teachers, our students. And why Jumpstart? So we've continued to address that goal of helping teachers out to come in and actually get to know their students socially, to observe them with their peers and have them visit our campus and be welcomed into our Smith family before day one. It's been great for our parents who can experience that first drop off a few days before that day is to come. Each year, we have debriefed and thought about how we could improve and better keep what was working and add what we've learned. So after adding first grade, after a few years, we had our first TK class, and our TK teacher was excited to be a participant as well. So we had to look at our structures, think about things a little differently. And each year when we get the question of who wants to do Jumpstart, they're usually coming to me and say, when are we going to meet about this year's Jumpstart? All my teachers willingly volunteer. They're not obligated to, they volunteer. And not only them, our instructional leadership team comes, our social worker comes, our psychologist and SPED team come to support if they're available. Our COPA PE teachers come to help so that we have less kids in the room, so that we can really collect some good data about the whole child, not just the academics. So what we did new this year, our kinder team feels comfortable with how they are doing it. And so we continued that practice for them. But TK said, you know what, we have those parents here. They're dropping their kids off for this 2-hour window. We'd really like to meet with them. So we had them start with teachers in the classroom and ask parents to come a half hour before dismissal for the kids. And they held a parent meeting. So what did that do? That allowed teachers to share important information, thinking about those parents who are dropping off their 4-year-olds this year, or maybe not even quite for that day, to get those question answers, which first day of school, that's not an option. So they were so pleased to have had that time to do that as well. And it seems that that too ended up being a win-win on that first day of school for both parents and our students. They had lots of people already waiting to gather them, that knew their names. Our first grade team said, you know, this year we'd like to set up some one-on-one appointments with parents who might be willing to come in. And again, they felt that that was a practice they would like to continue. They had opportunities to hear from parents what they wanted to tell them about their child, as well as for teachers to address any concerns they might have, still setting aside time to squeeze in a few short assessments on those foundational skills so that they could get off to the start of the year with some information already in hand. Freeing up that first day in those first weeks to continue to build community and routines to the degree they needed to do, rather than trying to keep those young ones quiet and independent. We also this year had our nurse join us, our community schools director join us, and so our team keeps growing, and I don't have to ask them ever, do they want to come back? If they're available, they come. And what I can guarantee, as long as this opportunity is offered to schools, our Smith team will be enthusiastic participants again and again. Thank you for allowing us to build not only parent and student engagement, but a whole school-wide community. Very intense start. So thank you so much.
Thank you.
Good evening. My name is Desiree Austria, and I am Smith's Community School Site Coordinator. Thank you for the opportunity for allowing me to update on the important work that we are doing as a community school. As we launch our community schools journey, much of our focus right now is on building a strong foundation. This includes asset mapping by identifying the strengths and resources already within our community. Needs assessments by gathering feedback from families, staff, and students so that our priorities reflect all of their voices. And relationship building by connecting with students, families, and all stakeholders to understand their lived experiences at Smith and to ensure that our work is grounded in their realities. These early steps are critical. It allows us to design supports and partnerships that truly respond to what our families and students need most. With this, we are proud to highlight our Million Male Figures March, which we are hosting tomorrow. This national initiative celebrates the powerful role that fathers, grandfathers, uncles, mentors, and other male role models play in children's education. At Smith Elementary, our event will include a red carpet, a star signing table for all of our male figures to be acknowledged, and a small reception with guest speakers to honor and uplift the role of male figures in our community and students' education. It's an opportunity to bring families together, strengthen connections, and reinforce that student success is a shared effort. We know that building a community school is a process. It takes time, trust, and collaboration. But by beginning with listening, assessing, and celebrating, we are laying the foundation for real change. As we move forward with this work at Smith Elementary, we are excited about the journey ahead and the partnerships we will continue to build for the benefit of our students, families, and the surrounding community. Thank you.
All right, for goal 4, I would like to invite Maria Acosta to come up, our library media clerk.
Good evening. I am very grateful to be here tonight and share with you about the library and how it is an extension of learning for the children. This year we are operating on a bi-weekly schedule. So students will come in with their classrooms, do a browse and borrow. They'll hear a story from me. 2 weeks later, they come in for an art project or some other extension of the book. So it could be a building. Last year, we did for our Lunar New Year. We had a project for the younger grades where I drew out a big snake because it was the year of the snake. Kids came in and they were able to put their dots on the snake. The older students were able to do origami. So this is making that connection between the book and the activity to enhance that comprehension. The library has a lot to offer. You know, students do get to go to Makerspace, but that's not every day. The library, they can come every day. We are open during recess and lunchtime recess. Students can come and take part in some activities that are planned They can also come and do activities that they'd like to do. Students come in and they take advantage of all of the supplies that are available, all of the books in the library. We have magnetiles, we have Legos, we have art supplies, we have computers, we have the monitor where I am able to show the book breaks which introduce them to authors. So this is really bringing that 21st century learning environment to our campus. It's really the hub of the school. You know, Superintendent Castro, she came in, she was just coming in as we were transitioning between recess times, but she could see that students are excited and enthusiastic to take part in everything that is available in our library. It's really the heart of the school. I really enjoy the opportunity to work in the library and to, you know, collaborate with the students, engage the parents. Being available at back to school night is very important, and I'm appreciative of that hour to offer that. But also I come in on open house. And last year there was a connection that was made where one student said, I want to write a book. I have some books written. And the mom says, I didn't even know that was something he wanted to do. That was at back to school night. Come open house, what is on display? We made a way for his little booklets that were, you know, stapled together, you know, with the little binder cover on display. And his classmates were eager to check those out. You know, it's very important for our students to see themselves reflected in the materials that we provide, that we are inclusive. And so that's just very important, you know, to have such an encouraging and inclusive environment for the kids available at school every single day. If there's anything else I missed. So some of the kids I had a poster where they were able to fill out a word bubble about some of the things they enjoyed and liked about the library. And some of the things that were written was that it is very calming. I like that you can spend time at lunch. I like the arts and crafts table. I love that it has good books. De que hay una nueva actividad, so that there are activities available. Last night at our back to school night, I was able to engage one of the families. Erin Blad Johnson had provided some books to distribute to the students. It's very important, you know, to enhance their literacy and provide them with something to have at home, even though it's not something that's checked out from the library. This is something they get to keep. And one of the students picked up a book, one of our TKers, and said, Mommy, I want to take this book. And she says, why do you want to take that book? The mother had not even seen the cover. And she says, because it looks like me. So I want to end with that. I appreciate that you give me the opportunity to work for the district and engage with all of the students. And the library really does encompass all of our goals at school. Thank you.
Thank you.
All right. Showing up here, but not on that screen. There we go. All right. So I want to thank you for listening so attentively to my team. So you're going to end with me. I wanted to review and just refresh on the district drivers. And as we embark on the new school year, we of course are guided by those drivers, PLCs, data-driven conversations, MTSS, all while using an equity lens to ensure that we identify the barriers to student learning and responding to those challenges. One way to think of our district drivers is they are the course of action and our pathway to guide student learning. And to help our site's growth and shared understanding around the district drivers, we do have an established guiding coalition. We included and invited some new members to the team. And the analogy I like for the guiding coalition, they are the wheels that are behind the district driver. So together we work collaboratively and collectively to provide professional development to teachers, to shift a focus on teaching to a focus on student learning, and evidence of that learning. And so we do believe that the district drivers will help us reach the destination of our school mission, which is to ensure that all Smith students learn at high levels. I'm trying. Oh, now is it gonna go? All right. So my colleagues shared some of the ways that we support student achievement at Smith. And as evidence of our hard work is our SBAC data. And displayed is the growth over the past 2 years. And despite the ebbs and flows, Smith continues to outperform the state growth in both ELA and math. While the state growth averages, thank you for that. While the state growth averages about 1 percentage point in both areas, Smith has averaged 10 to 15 percentage points in ELA and math. And this is a remarkable indicator of our academic growth and achievement. While we're not satisfied with the data because it does not meet our mission, we want that to be 100%. But we know that we have the right people doing the right work, and I hope you can tell from my team, they are passionate. They care about kids, and we are putting forth the time and effort to make decisions that will lead our kids to success. So if we remain consistent and intentional about student learning, we will continue to make that impact on student achievement. Okay, take a look at that. So I want to make sure I have my notes, but I don't want to go freestyle. So as further testament to our school achievement, it is with great pride that I can share. Now I feel like really.
Take a breath.
Okay. That Smith Elementary was nominated by the state of California to receive the National Blue Ribbon School Award. The recommendation is based upon our school-wide data and efforts in closing the achievement gap for Smith students. Out of over 10,300 schools in California, see, I pulled it together that quickly. Smith Elementary was recognized for its commitment to student learning and our outstanding efforts in our school community, including students such as Camila, my staff, and my families. It reflects that we're on the right path. And despite an abrupt ending to the program, we take pride and are honored with our recognition. And this statewide nomination demonstrates the outstanding efforts of our school and is evidence that we are on the right trajectory in our educational decision-making to increase student learning at Smith Elementary. So on behalf of Lucille Smith Elementary, I thank you for your time and attention. Go Cheetahs.
Thank you so much. At this time, are there any comments from you, Trustee Morales?
Do you want me to start? Okay, well, great presentation. I really happy and excited to see everything that's going on at that school. When it comes to the academic achievement, I really like the fact that we are celebrating big steps, but also the very tiny steps or the steps in between.
Every step counts.
Because, yeah, we get there, sooner than later. But the most important thing is that, we let the kids know that they are important and that they're capable. And that way they feel welcome. They feel like they want to come to school.
Absolutely.
And I think that's very important. And like the first person that presented said, if we just do like kids that score up high, a lot of times it's the same kids year after year, month after month, but just letting the others know also that, hey, you're just as important, and you can do this. It is possible.
Absolutely.
I really think it's very important in order to get where we want to be. I like what you said at the last on the last slide about the SBAC scores. they look great. I love the fourth grade and the fifth grade, you know?
We're
But
moving in the right
I also like your attitude of happy but not there yet.
Content.
Yes, the work must continue. We always have to see, you know, the expectation, like we want to get the 100%,
Absolutely.
you know, and when you have that mindset, things can happen. Um, I also enjoy and I really like how the equity piece of, you know, helping not only the kids that do well, but also the kids that don't do too well, and also the newcomers, the new group, you know, just validating that, you know, they are just as important as everyone else, regardless of their language barrier or where they come from or the reasons why they're here. Uh, they're human beings, you know, and they are just as important as the grown-ups and the other kids. So I think that's very, very important, and I'm glad that um, that you guys are doing that. In the language support across contents, you know, I think that's very neat, you know, that even the PE teacher is involved, you know. I think that everyone it's participates in the whole creating this whole student, you know. Um, Also, the just getting the parents involved, I think that's key also. With other parents, you know, it's only so much that the teachers and staff can do, you know. We got to get everybody on board,
Absolutely.
so that's important. Um, I love the library, you know, because
Did you leave some stuff for us?
it just, but it just, I'm just amazed to see all this, you know.
Thank you.
To see the library and, you know, the librarian in the library, a place where kids feel like they want to come day after day, week after week. Because it's not just about the reading, you know. Um, as it is, you know, we have big blocks of ELA every day, you know, an hour and a half.
Sure.
And a lot of times kids don't want to read more, you know, they just want to do other things. And even though the library has tons of books, just having other activities make them come in and just learning, you know, and getting that love for books, you know, just because they're there, because they have the access to it, you know.
I agree.
And I'm just excited to see the things that are going on at Smith.
Thank you.
And
We're
wanna-
excited too.
I want to thank,
Very
you know,
well.
all your staff and parents and everyone behind all this, all
Thank
this
you so
success.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
You're sure. Trustee Phillips?
Thank you. Great job, ladies. It was
Thank
a
you.
wonderful presentation. I kept writing down here, small but powerful school.
I'll write that down.
But I'm also reminded, I don't know where I heard the phrase, but it was the first day of college begins on the first day of kindergarten, or in our case, TK. And it seems like you have really stepped up to that description or theory anyway, because I couldn't imagine when I was younger, looking at the data that they were giving me, or being able to see where I was weak and needed to get stronger and stuff, and be able to talk with a teacher about that.
Yeah.
And that's something they're going to carry through. But to be able to say that when the child was below standard and then below standard again, but also had a growth of 100 points, that's significant to know. And that's significant for a child, because what if they continue to get threes and threes and threes and they say, I will never get a 4? Well, just sitting down and saying, here's how close you were to that 4. All you had to do was put this one more thing in that essay and you would have had the 4.
And that's
That's-
why data chats and goal setting are so important for
Mhm.
kids.
I agree.
Yeah.
I
Absolutely.
totally agree. So they're learning how to set goals, which they have to do as adults as well. They're understanding the data belonging to themselves, and we all do that in college. And you're celebrating all the steps along the journey of their education. When is it the Champion Award that's going in?
Champion Cheetah.
Champion Cheetah, thank you. With the behavior academics, and I missed the third one.
It could be anything.
Thing,
It's really, it
anything
could
at
be
all, just to
attendance.
celebrate them.
It's just celebrating improvement
Kids
and
these
growth.
days need that, because for some reason their self-esteem is being shot down. Maybe not so young before fourth and fifth grade, but it is. And they need to know that they have to believe in themselves, even at an early age, that they can do whatever they want to. That's reasonable. I'll never be a horse jockey, sorry. But I am just really impressed with everything that's going on, and the learning, and also the belonging of the children. When they said that, yes, you've moved to Lawndale, but don't lose where you came from. So important to our children and our families in this day and age. So thank you.
Thank you. Okay. Done? Finished?
Yeah, do we cover everything here between the two of us?
No.
Um,
I want to make sure I totally understand correctly. Jumpstart personnel, staff, families, they volunteer for this?
Well, this is a time before school even
Correct,
begins.
right.
And so they come in, some volunteer, some are given additional hours. But we always want to support them. And if it is additional hours, they are going to get those additional hours for their time and effort in supporting student learning. But we do have, our COPA teachers. They come in and they volunteer their hours. So we have a full team who engage in the planning, the activities. It is fun, it is intense, and it's really about an opportunity to jumpstart. There's no better word for it. The first day of school and what learning looks like. And so they get tours of the school. They get to meet their teacher. They get eyes on potential new classmates. They get to meet the principal. I get to connect with families and build relationships. And behind it all, we get to take notes and observe on specific needs. Who might have needed a little bit more love to separate from mom and dad. We want to make note of that on the first day of school. But it's really just being mindful of who are our new students and how can we best support them.
I understand that Roosevelt has Meet the Teacher the day before school starts, but is Smith the only school that provides this jumpstart? Could you tell us the other names, Superintendent Castro? All schools.
All the schools have a jump start for kinder and TK.
Excellent, excellent. I'm sorry I didn't know.
No, you're fine.
What was that? There's so many things I could say, but I think it's already been said. But there are a couple of things that I just want to, pardon me? Thank you. I just want to quickly say, I admire your commitment to reclassification of our English language learners. It's so important to their futures in middle school and particularly in high school. I thank you from the very bottom of my heart for that, because that's something that I work very hard in my own school with my children. I wish my school had a jump start, because I'm teaching kindergarten for the first time in my career. I'm scared. And I can feel the commitment, and I'm so pleased with the enthusiasm that you've shared with the Smith families and the students and your colleagues, and you all work together as a community. I am proud to say that I attended Lucille Smith School many, 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 many years ago. So with that, Superintendent Castro, would you like to add anything?
I have to be careful because I don't have a written script, but I just want to say to all of you, and I'm so glad that you're all here tonight, because even though this administration decided to
stop this award, you are still our first blue ribbon school in Lawndale, and we are all so very proud of you. So hopefully the next administration will reinstate the award and we'll be able to have the official seal painted on your school. But it doesn't negate the fact that your hard work and dedication to all of our students has taken us there and has earned it. And I'm so sorry that it was taken away a week before we knew you were going to be announced. And it was a secret that I was keeping for a very long time. And it was so hard to keep that secret because we were so proud of all of you. And everybody who's not here tonight, if you could just extend our congratulations and our pride in the work that Smith has done. And you have surpassed all of our expectations. So we are so proud of you for all the kids. I say this about all the schools, but Smith is one of my favorite schools to visit. I love the cheetahs. I love the energy. I love the compassion. And you guys didn't talk about the multicultural fair. Like I was just, there are so many more things that happen there that we don't have enough time tonight, but it's testament of the work that you do. And it's why you are a national blue ribbon.
Thank you so much. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you so much. And again, I want to thank you for your attention. I know we gave a lot of information, but there's so many wonderful things at Smith to highlight, and we just wanted to make sure you got a nice little taste of how special it is to be at Smith, and it is. It's an amazing school. And part of our success is due to your support, so I thank you very much.
I don't want to go past Camila Gomez because you did a wonderful job up there at the podium. So when I said ladies, I meant you as well. And we expect to see you here in the future, honey.
Okay, a couple housekeeping things. If Camilla has homework, she can go home.
Get
You're
some ice
welcome.
cream.
And then apparently, and I apologize, I did not take an actual vote on the approval of the agenda. So I understand that someone covered for me, and I truly appreciate that, Ms. Galindo. That's in the official record, but I think I feel better if I ask for the vote now. So I'm asking for, on the motion by trustee Phillips, seconded by trustee Morales, to approve the agenda as presented. We'll just do a hand vote. All in favor, please vote. Motion carries 3-0. Thank you. Okay, Superintendent Castro?
I'm not sure if Smith would like to be excused as well. I don't think you have homework. I would hope you don't have homework, but if you'd like to stay, you can, but if not, you are more than welcome to leave.
How about lesson planning? Thank you so much.
Thank you. And we are very, very proud of all of you. Thank you.
Bye.
I'd like to welcome our communications and community coordinator, Ms. Liliana Martinez, who will be presenting on our district communications plan.
Your microphone. Thank you.
All right. So again, thank you, Superintendent Castro, and good evening, Board of Trustees. My name is Liliana Martinez, and I am the District and Community Communications Coordinator, and I'm here to give some updates on our district communications. So last year, we really focused on fortifying our communications. So the year prior to 2025, we actually brought on Parent Square, and we also brought on Final Site, which is our website developer. So that whole first year really was focused on bringing our staff on board as well as our families. And last year, we really wanted to focus on continuing to bring everyone on board and building that consistency that we needed to build. So last year, looking at communication as a whole, all our sites are on Parent Square, including our early childhood education, state preschool, LEAP, as well as Early Start.
We also have our summer school programs that are on Parent Square throughout the summer. All our sites have a website except for early childhood education. We actually have them all under one website. And the reason we have that is so that our families can see all the options that are available for our young learners. So we have state preschool, LEAP, early start, as well as transitional K, and even our dual immersion TK program on that website. So when families go, they see everything that is available to them. All our sites have social media, Facebook and Instagram. Last year, we did develop a little bit more our track program. So they've been posting things about what we do in the classroom, as well in the libraries and through different track events. Looking at the numbers, we had an increase in Instagram followers, which is nice. We have more families following us. In terms of Facebook, it was a small increase, but that's, Facebook over time is slowing down. So that's pretty normal for Facebook. YouTube, we are getting more views, almost a 17% increase. So that's nice. We're getting more families to view the videos that we have on YouTube. And then last year, since we got Final Sight, we started to measure the number of views. Right there, you can see we have 335,000, almost 335,000 views. Next year, we'll have a comparison number so we can see if we're having less or more. And the pages that are most viewed are obviously our enrollment, our school menus, our HR pages. So we are going to continue to work on our website so we can have more information that our audience is interested in. So talking about our websites, we actually reorganized the websites over the summer. We really wanted to focus on making it a little bit more friendly for our families as well as for our staff. So what we ended up doing is we did a panel of buttons that appear on the front page that take our families directly to things they would normally look for. So enrollment, school menus, our calendars, and things like that. It's also for the district website, at least, it's also a great way for our potential families to kind of get to know our key programs. So that panel is available on all our websites, and we're still kind of working on updating some of those pages so they can have information that our families need. One of the things we did add was we added a new section on our website, which I'm very excited to share about. So one of the things that we were missing is the sharing of the recognitions of all that good news that's happening within our district. As you see, Smith has many amazing programs at their site, and we were just missing that sharing of news. So we prepared this new section on our website, which is highlighting everything that we're doing. And what's great about that news section is that it actually appears, some of those articles appear on the front page, not only on our district front page, but also on all the school sites. And in addition to that, if we have a program like community schools or even our libraries, their pages are going to show articles relating to their programs. That way, when families go, they can see what's going on. So that's very exciting. I just started that last year, and this year we're really going to focus on sharing even more. One thing I do want to point out that it's not just on our website. So one of the things we need to make sure is that we share that information, those stories. So we're also sharing it on our district newsletter that goes out to all our families. And we're also sharing it to our social media as well. So going back to Parent Square, last year we did do more trainings for our parents. This year, our schools focus their trainings more during their orientations. And we're actually going to be focusing a little bit more on individual outreach. Because we have noticed that we do have some families that are having trouble with Parent Square and that need that one-on-one. So after this initial start of the school year, like around October, we're going to start reaching out to families that we've seen haven't been as active or do not have the app, and kind of see what's going on and how we can best support them. We did update the crisis communication plan this summer, and this plan basically gives us a guidelines into how we should respond to an emergency. So there's a lot of emergencies, and you've seen throughout the year that there's a lot of stuff that have come up. So we added information about like how to respond, when to respond, who gets that information, who's our spokesperson. incident emergencies. And this is going to be our guide so that when there is an emergency, we can be prepared and we ensure that we quickly message all our stakeholders. In our crisis communication plan, we also updated our Smart Alert system. So Smart Alert is through Parent Square, and it allows us to send those emergency communications to our families as well to staff. So we have a lot of templates for our schools to use so that if there is an emergency, they can just click the template, quickly edit, and send the message out. Most of the time when there is an emergency, we only have a matter of minutes to message our families before those alarms go off, and then, panic starts. So we have those messages ready to go for them. Branding, we did do some updates to our branding guide. We added some program descriptions because, we have some amazing programs, but we want to make sure that our staff understands how to best describe or talk about them. So we added program descriptions, we added our community schools branding, as well as our track branding in our branding guide. We did produce our district board, not district board, but district brand video last year, which we've been sharing. It's also on our YouTube. And we are producing more highlight videos to kind of give a glimpse inside our district. So you're going to be seeing even more videos this year. And as you can see, our sites have been sharing more videos as well. And that's really just to, continue giving the glimpse into what we are doing. This is something that is going to come up this year. Last year, we did produce branded tour templates because we want our schools to have a uniform look when it comes to their tours. We really want them to do more tours, especially around enrollment, so they can invite potential families. So we did tour presentations, templates, registration forms. Our website is still being worked on because we don't have any tour schedule right now. But as we get closer to enrollment, you'll start seeing more of that. For program branding, we did rebrand Early Start. Now they have this cute little tiger with a backpack. And we helped to brand the special needs family support group. And then we also helped to brand the community schools group as well. So in terms of enrollment, we did update the enrollment pages last year just to make it a little bit easier for our families. It's not on here, but what I did do this past week is I created this new enrollment landing page, and it's very nice because it gives our families an idea of what they can expect in our district. It gives them like information and like different links. So it's a really nice way to kind of go into enrollment. So when families click on enrollment, they're not going to go to those two pages. They're going to go to a landing page. And from that landing page, they can explore our programs. And then if they wanted to register for new student enrollment or returning or transfer, they're going to be able to do it from that one page. But also for enrollment, last year we added these pop-ups that actually showcase what kind of programs are offered in that school. For example, at Twain and Billy Mitchell, if a parent went to the website, they will be able to see a pop-up that says dual immersion. And then it had different programs that they did offer with a call to action to enroll. So that was up throughout the enrollment season, February to May-ish or June-ish. Now, we did do some enrollment ads. We continue posting things on Facebook and Instagram as well as Nextdoor. I did do some paid ads, a little bit smaller ads, focused more so on like dual immersion, TK and Kinder, because those are the main groups that we try to reach out. And we had a pretty good reach in terms of the accounts that we reach, at least on social media. Google, we did do Google ads. So with Google, there's this thing called Performance Max ads. And basically what that is it gives us, we basically feed Google different photos, taglines, information about our programs, and it creates these ads that are either through search. So when people search, they find our information through YouTube, through mobile. So they basically create ads based on the device that you're using. So we did have a pretty good exposure there, but this is just reach. We know that reach is not necessarily the conversion. And one thing I can say is that we did get a few students that enrolled that said they saw an ad. So that makes me happy, even if it's a few, that's a good start.
Absolutely. I was gonna ask you that question.
Yeah, so we did see, so it makes me happy. And we are still looking at that data because in that data from our enrollment application, sometimes families will say, oh, I just went straight to the website. But in order to get to the website, you had to do something. So we're still digging a little bit more into that data, but we did have a few that said they saw our ads. We did send out a mailer, and this is something else that also came up, which I was really excited about. Some of our families that say they saw enrollment information through our mailers. So we sent one out in January. And with that one, it was a little different this year. We actually included enrollment information. And what I mean by that, it had the steps to enrollment as well as the dates for each grade, and some key components about our program. And as you can see in that picture, we actually introduced community schools at that time. Going into June, we sent out another mailer, and we do that so that we can highlight the key things happening within our districts and hopefully have another push for enrollment. In that specific mailer, we added all our awards that we received that last year. And obviously this year we're gonna have a lot more, and we're gonna feature them as well. In that specific mailer, we also had another push for preschool, early program as well. We did a lot of more community outreach last year, attending a lot of city of Lawndale events. We even went to the Rhodium and passed out information. This year we weren't able to do it, but we're hoping that throughout the year we're going to be able to participate in even more activities. And I know we do have some really cool things coming up in September and October and November to outreach to our community. We know that word of mouth is the biggest referral for enrollment. So we did share enrollment information with our families and even branded it so it can be a little bit more formal. And we're going to continue to do that. So our families, if they have any family members or friends they want to refer, then they have that information. We did update our 405 freeway electronic billboards a little bit, just because we got some recommendations from our families that our boards didn't quite reflect the population. So we updated a few of those photos, and hopefully this year we'll do like a new refresh. In terms of ads, I just wanted to add this because it was something that we did do last year. We did a little bit of outreach for our jobs. And we got a decent views, and hopefully we'll continue to do it this year. But we do have the ability to promote our jobs through ads. And we did an all access with Andy Garcia feature. It is still in the process. It's taking us a very long time, but that's just how public television works. So there's two components to this all access with Andy Garcia segment. And basically the first component is a commercial that will be shown to the region. So Lawndale, Hawthorne, and Gardena from October 6 to October 31. The ads will be appearing on within major news and lifestyle networks during peak and prime time. And it will be shown at least 100 times. So that's pretty exciting because our region will be able to kind of see us in those ads. The second component is the actual longer segment that where our superintendent, along with our assistant superintendent Tracy Pomilia, and our director, sorry, I'm just blinking, special projects, Ms. Julie Kane, as well as our social worker, Dr. Maria Roles. They appear in this documentary talking about the awesome things that we have in Lawndale, but in the background is our Anderson Elementary School. So we are really excited. We expect the national part to be going out like the last week of October. I don't have the actual channels that I might be going out because basically they take it out and see who grabs it. So I'm really excited because I know it's going to increase the exposure for our district, and it really does show our students and our amazing schools. I will be sharing, by the way, they will give us a exclusive look to the segment We're not allowed to distribute that specific segment, but once it's available to us, we'll make sure to share it internally with our staff and our families.
We can't show it at a board meeting?
I can ask,
Okay.
but we just can't like on YouTube, social and things like that. But we can definitely show the actual segment. It's just the branded with Andy Garcia and that we can't.
But please ask if we can share it at a board meeting.
Yes.
Because then anyone who sees the board meeting,
Yes.
either live or at another time, will see it.
Yes, I'll definitely ask.
Thank you.
Oops. So just a few more accomplishments. There's a lot of things going on last year. We started communication meetings because there's so many departments, so many great things happening, but we wanted to be kind of on the same page of what those things were. So we did start district communication meetings where community liaisons, our office managers, or different like reps would come in and talk about what's going on and what's going to be communicated with our families. And I hope to continue those starting next month as well. I did work a lot on different guidelines because we do want to build a little bit more consistency across our district on how we communicate. So we worked on parent square guidelines, especially because I know there's a lot of families that might feel a little fatigued because there's a lot of stuff that we as a district have to communicate. So we are working on trying to address that. Working on how we work with our community partners and the information that they share with us, how we work with our press. I did bring in Peach Jar last year, which basically is a way for our community partners to share their flyers with our families without crowding our parent square, because we want parent square to be focused on our district and school information. We did branding templates for our schools, presentations, and I did other stuff there too. And we're going to continue working to improve our communications. So this year, our focus is really storytelling. So now that we have the systems in place, we really want to story tell because we need to. We have so many amazing programs, so many amazing staff, and we want people to see that. So this whole year, you're going to see more and more storytelling, not only from the district level, but hopefully also from our schools. So a few things are coming soon. Last year, unfortunately, I wasn't able to launch this, to Tell Me Something Good. That's going to really help us tell more stories. And basically what that campaign is, it's going to invite families, staff to kind of share those stories that, you know, they want to share. And as a district, we're going to share those stories as well in different ways so more people are aware. We are going to be doing a little bit of accessibility training. What that means is making our communications more accessible for families that are individuals with disabilities. That is a requirement that is coming up, not only for our school district, for many government entities. So I'm going to be focusing on accessibility this year. We are looking into the possibility of a staff intranet to make our website more friendly for our families, but also pull some of those things that might not need to be on the website. So we're working on that. And lastly, I'm working closely with our community schools coordinator because we are going to be launching a community schools newsletter that's going to have a lot of resources for our families. So that's it. Thank you. Do you have any questions?
Trustee Morales?
Thank you. Lots of communication, lots of transparency. Thank you.
I admire the fact that you're using different tools for communication. Some of us go on technology a lot, some of us do it too much. But also the flyers that go home for the families as well. You're touching just about every kind of communication I can think of anyway, except maybe TikTok, and I don't want to go on that one. Don't even discuss that. But thank you for really going the extra mile and branding the school district. We've had to need that for a long time. By the way, I do have one question. Who controls the calendars at each school site? Do the staff do that?
The school site, the community liaisons and office managers work together to control the school calendars.
Okay, thanks.
Yes.
You know, for years, we always wanted someone in your position to make sure that the good things that were happening in Lawndale, and there were quite a bit of them, got out there, and I really appreciate your efforts on this behalf. I truly appreciate your efforts on trying to find those parents who have not signed on to Parent Square and addressing their individual needs because they might be afraid or not comfortable with technology or something, but That's an important factor to get the information from our schools to parents. Thank you so much. Trustee Castro? President I made you everything. Superintendent Castro?
Thank you. I just want to acknowledge Liliana and her hard work. I think she's been such an amazing asset to our district and continues to be. So just thank you, Liliana, for just having that mindset and that communication going and highlighting all the wonderful things happening in our district. So thank you for your hard work.
I know you work really hard, Liliana. Thank you. All right, let me get back to our agenda. Superintendent Castro?
We have correspondence from the Los Angeles County Office of Education.
Well, now that you've heard some great speakers tonight, you get to listen to me read this letter, at least portion of it. We have a letter from Los Angeles County Office of Education addressed to Ms. Bonnie Coronado, Board President. The Los Angeles County Superintendent of Schools has received and completed our review of the Lawndale Elementary School District's Local Control and Accountability Plan, also known as LCAP, and adopted budget for the fiscal year 2025 through 26. Please be advised that during the formal LCAP review process, district staff made technical corrections to the district adopted plan. Please post the updated 2025 through 2026 LCAP with these corrections on the district website. Pursuant to the provisions of Education Code 52070, subsection D, the criteria for LCAP approval are as follows. Adherence to the State Board of Education template. Number 2 was sufficient expenditures in budget to implement LCAP. 3 is adherence to State Board of Education expenditure regulations. And number 4 was calculation and implementation of carryover. Based upon our review, we have determined that the district's LCAP meets all the criteria and is approved. Budget approval pursuant to Education Code Section 42127. The county superintendent has completed our review and analysis of your district's adopted budget for fiscal year 2025 through 26. That review has resulted in approving the district's budget with the following comments and concerns. 1 is the fiscal stabilization plan. We appreciate the district's continued efforts to address its structural deficit spending and request that the district provide an updated fiscal establishes FSP with the 2025 through 26 first interim report due to our office by December 5th, 2025. For the unrestricted general fund deficit spending, the unrestricted general fund balance is projected to decline by approximately $19.18 million or 88.2% over 3 years if no correction actions are taken. The district must monitor deficit spending causes and identify actions to prevent additional fund balance erosion. With the enrollment, attendance, and state funding, the 2025-26 adopted budget report reflected declining enrollment and funding 3-year average daily attendance known as FADA for 2025 through 26, 2026 through 27, and 2027 through 28. The estimated impact of the declining enrollment on the district's projected FADA reflects a 2-year loss of 166 or 4,000% decline. Continued declines in enrollment and attendance will result in a loss of revenue for the district in future years. We recommend the district carefully monitor its enrollment and attendance trends and adjust financial projections for the current and subsequent fiscal years accordingly to reflect the resulting impact. Staffing needs and facilities planning should also be assessed and adjusted based on the projected rate of decline in enrollment. In conclusion, we wish to express our appreciation to the district staff for their cooperation during our review of the district's LCAP and adopted budget for fiscal year 2025 through 26. Sincerely, Deborah Duardo, Superintendent. Madam President, I move that we file this document.
And a motion by Trustee Phillips and a second by Trustee Morales to approve, to accept and file that piece of correspondence from LACO. Any comments, questions, discussion from the board? There isn't a vote on the agenda, but we're going to take it by hand. All in favor, please raise your hand. Motion carries 3-0. You have it on the screen, but you don't have it on the written agenda. Okay, no, it's not a big deal, really, truly. Okay, Superintendent Castro.
All right, we have our superintendent's report for tonight, and just wanted to share, this was Green's back to school night, and they had a number of resources of their community partners available to their community and their parents. So those were pictures of William Green's elementary back to school night last night. Next slide, please. We talked a little bit about this. We were very sad at the news that the administration decided to end the National Blue Ribbon Schools, because we are confident that Lucille Smith would have been our first Blue Ribbon school in the Lawndale Elementary School District. And it was important for them to hear that from all of us tonight, that we're so proud of the work that they continue to do. And you can tell by their amazing presentation that we understand why they were nominated. And I wanted to share that we did reach out to the state. We sent a letter to Tony Thurmond as well, to see if California is going to do anything to acknowledge the schools that were nominated on behalf of the state. We're still waiting to hear back, but as soon as we do, I'll be sure to communicate with the board. I started my superintendent's visits last week. I visited Smith, Adams on Tuesday, and Rogers this morning. It's been a great way to just welcome the students back, see their enthusiasm. I'm hearing great things from all the sites, a lot of excitement, a lot of very strong Tier 1 instruction happening at all the sites that I visited so far, and that is our focus for the year. So I was very happy to see that. This is Hispanic Heritage Month celebration, and we have seen evidence of celebrations at all of our schools. This Jessica Huff is La Chilindrina in the middle there. She looks really cute. But most of our schools are highlighting, doing projects. I did see projects being done at the middle school this morning, where they were acknowledging and researching different Hispanic figures that contributed to all of the great things that happen in our world and in our nation. And our Hispanic Latino students are the highest population in our district, but we also have
74%.
70, thank you, President Coronado. But we also have a very large number of African-American students and families. So I'm very proud that on September 24th, we're going to be kicking off our African-American Parent Advisory Committee, our Rise and Our Trajectory of Hope partnership. So we have an evening of community connections and empowerment as we come together to share the different resources that we have for our African-American students and families as well.
And from the HR department, it was really nice to get out to the sites this week. So I did attend back to school night at FDR. It was really great to see that. And then I attended the Million Male Figures March at Adams this morning, which was really nice to see. The families were so excited that the male figures were so proud to show up. I was telling Cabinet that there were even male figures that it wasn't their son or daughter, but that family couldn't make it, so they represented and went there with other families. So it was really nice to see that this morning.
I love that backdrop. Hint, hint.
It was really nice. I was actually really impressed when I walked in and I saw their little photo area there.
You know, Miss Martinez did joke and say, please don't show this to President Coronado because she's asking for a step and repeat.
I already saw it. It was emailed to me this morning. I have many, many resources and sources in the district.
Also for the HR department, we were very excited to reach out to ASKIP and partner with us in providing CPR for our staff. Proud to announce that once she sent the email out, I think it was booked in like 10 minutes. We had to close it out because unfortunately there was a 35 participant limit on it. So we were glad to see such interest from our department for those who need it for their jobs, as well as those who just wanted to get it, to have it for safety reasons. So that was really nice to have.
And then our current employment opportunities, once again, just encouraging anyone out there listening or watching to please just go to the career tab on the Lawndale School District website, and it will take you right to EdJoin to see our current openings.
All right, for my report then, I just wanted to show a few more pictures from our back to school nights. Here we have Twain and Green and Adams pictures, and I want to just note that there was a wonderful bulletin board with all of the Twain teachers, and it was an informational all about the teachers. And the one I've highlighted here is a picture of Dr. Bosler, the principal, and they show their childhood pictures and then their hobbies. And so it's a way for the students to go and find their classroom teacher or find their administration and find fun facts about them. So it was a very crowded spot in the school campus as the students tried to learn all about their teachers. Here's a picture of the crowd of male figures cheering on the students as they walked into Rogers this morning, and they just had this impromptu Rogers Go Panthers cheer going through as these students walked in. I'm sure completely mortified if you're in middle school and just cheered in, but it was really a very positive, have a great day kind of a moment. And again, we do thank all of the people who came out this morning and look forward to them coming tomorrow as well to support the elementary schools. Digging deeper, and Superintendent Castro mentioned this on her opening slide, but this was the flu clinic, which was part of this mini community fair at Green Elementary, was put together by the community school site coordinator. And they were able to administer over 100 flu shots to students, families, and staff, among many other resources that they had provided. So this is just an example of the integration of community schools into everyday life of what's going on. So it's not something extra, it's just improving the wealth of resources that we have. I also wanted to give a brief follow-up to our SBAC presentation last month, just to ensure and assure the board that we are presenting and we are providing and preparing further data for subgroup analysis. And on October 2nd, we'll be providing by language proficiency a detailed analysis by students who are English learners, looking at their SBAC scores, and we'll also be looking at, for example, the LPAC, which is for English learners, it shows how they're growing in their English language development. And I call out this example of this slide just for the board to see the level of detail that we go to ensure that we are following each classroom, each grade by school site. We've set a goal last year for each school to grade level have at least 27 points of growth on the LPAC. That provides a target goal for them to be able to reclassify and achieve level 4 by 5th grade, for example. So all of these green shaded areas show all of our grade levels that met that target. And the dark green shows that they significantly exceeded that target. So we're very pleased with the kind of attention that we've been placing on our students to ensure that we are increasing our numbers of students who are reclassifying. As President Coronado stated, that is one of the most important things that we can do. And so we are really watching that and monitoring that. So you'll see that in the October 2nd presentation. But yeah, you can see that, all of our schools there made some good progress there. And then also at the end of last year, we had provided a presentation for the board to hear about the PEP program that we were implementing and we were going to be implementing at Roosevelt. So here is a status update. It is an evidence-based initiative, and it's modeled, if you remember, after the Tennessee Regional Intervention Program, and it supports students ages 3 through 6 who experience challenging behaviors such as tantrums, aggression, separation anxiety, or difficulty adapting to school routines. So it's at room 20, so you can see how lovely it's turning into. Room 20 at Roosevelt now has this whole clinic classroom setup here, and it provides parent coaching, hands-on practice, and will have strategies that build consistency between the home and school. So parents are involved in the program right from the very beginning. The students are going to be referred by the teacher and school team. And that's how they will come in. And the team you see here is our psychologist on special assignment. Her name is Cassidy McCoy, and she is joined by our new behavior intervention technician. Her name is Nadia Briones, and also Dominique Paris, our community schools coordinator, site coordinator. And just as a reminder, Roosevelt had indicated this as a need in their survey when we were building the implementation plan for the community schools. So that is how it's at Roosevelt. And so we're piloting it there.
You know what, do you know when we'll actually start servicing students?
I do. We are so excited. We are just completing our training, so the team is in place. They had to undergo training. The last training is next week. So at that point, then we'll be able to set the logistics going, and services will be launching next month. So
Thank
very
you.
excited to
Thank
show
you.
that. And finally, RAP program. I just wanted to also we're very excited to share some early highlights. Here, 3 weeks into the school year, actually 4 weeks now, we're off to a great start. We've got over 1,000 students with active recruitment underway. And this year, we're focusing on accommodating the unique needs of our students in special education. We do anticipate another increase in enrollment because we will be launching a tutoring and clubs later on this month. So we do anticipate more students coming on at that point. We are very pleased and very appreciative of the Human Resources Department for the recruitment and the processing so that we have 90 staff members on staff in the district who are serving our students. And we've really minimized the number of our reliance on our project partners. And so we have about 45 program partner staff right now, along with 90 RAP LESD employees. So we're continuing to work on that, but sometimes we have to, especially as we have students who might need special needs and specialized care, we do rely on some contracts in order to support our students in that manner. So as you can see, we've got them going on basically foundational building exercises right now and classes. And on September 29th, as I said, we're going to have enrichment clubs and Hey Tutor starting. And then in October 23rd, we are inviting everybody to come on for our annual Lights On After School event.
I understand we're sending out a survey about RAP.
That is correct, yes. The survey is being sent out to all LESD families and students and asking them for their feedback about RAP. And I have to say, I think it is coming back. It'll be, we're asking everybody to respond by September 26th. And it is here we sent this out because the after-school program is undergoing strategic planning. So with the strategic planning process, much like we did for the arts strategic plan, we have a broad group of stakeholders who will be coming together, and they'll be using the input by this survey to help us establish what priorities we want to do to be able to drive the next. We have an ELOP plan due at the end of the year, so we'll be renewing a 3-year plan again. And so this strategic planning process with the survey will help us guide that for the next 3 years.
Thank you. Nothing from business, I gather.
No, I just want to share Dr. Ho is attending the funeral services or memorial services for Josie Fernandez, our former employee. So
Yes.
that's why he's not here tonight. Thank you.
Superintendent Castro?
Approval of the minutes of the regular board meeting of September 4th, 2025.
I'll move.
Second.
On a motion by trustee Phillips and a second by trustee Morales to approve the minutes of the regular meeting of September 4th, 2025. Comments, changes, amendments from the board? With that, please vote on your device.
I got kicked off.
Looks like motion carries 3-0. Thank you. We have no expulsions. We are at item number 6, correct? Information item guidelines. Information items are generally included on the board meeting agenda for 2 primary reasons: to gather input from the board and the public on issues that may require future board action, and to share updates on a variety of topics of interest to both the board and the public. The information items below are first readings only. Information item guidelines, administrative regulation, first reading of administrative regulation AR 4257 regarding employee safety. Administrative regulation, first reading of administrative regulation AR 4257.1, again, employee safety. 6.04 board policy, the first reading of board policy 4257, again, employee safety. 6.05 administrative regulation, first reading of administrative regulation AR 4357, again, employee safety. 6.06 administrative regulation, the first reading of administrative regulation AR 4357.1, related to work-related injuries. And the last one is 6.07 board policy, the first reading of board policy 4357, again, employee safety. We are now at item number 7, consent items. All items appearing under the consent items, SELPA consent items, superintendent action items, and SELPA superintendent action items are adopted by one single motion unless a member of the board or the superintendent requests that any such item be removed from the agenda or voted on separately. Superintendent Castro?
President Coronado, I'm bringing forth consent item 7.03 through and including 7.15 for approval.
I move.
I'll second.
On a motion by trustee Morales, seconded by trustee trustee Phillips to approve. Hold on, consent item 7.03 through and including 7.15. Any comments, discussion from the board?
No, ma'am.
No.
With that, please vote on your device. Would you like a hand vote? Okay, thank you. Motion carries 3-0. Superintendent Castro?
SELPA consent items, I'm bringing forward SELPA consent item 8.03 for approval.
8 or 9?
8.
Okay,
I'll
thank you.
second.
On a motion by trustee Morales, seconded by trustee Phillips to approve SELPA consent item 8.03. Comments, questions, discussion from the board?
No, ma'am.
Hearing none, please vote on your device. Motion carries 3-0. Superintendent Castro?
Superintendent action items, I'm bringing forward superintendent action items 9.03 through and including 9.20 for approval.
I move.
I'll second.
On a motion by trustee Morales, seconded by trustee Phillips to approve superintendent action items 9.03 through and including 9.20. Comments, questions, discussion from the board?
No, ma'am.
No.
Hearing none, please vote on your device. We have no superintendent action items at this time. We have no items removed for separate vote. We have no items from board members. We are now at board member comments. I don't really know what the schedule is. I don't know, Ann, did I? I may not have.
No.
Motion carries 3-0.
Thank you.
Sorry.
That's okay.
Okay. Looks like trustee Phillips is up.
Oh, dear. Um, Can't look at my calendar, I'm so sorry. But I did attend Billy Mitchell's back to school night last night. It was packed. It was wonderful. I think parents were trying to get home before the rain started coming in. But as, never say your last name, I'm so sorry. As it was reported at Green, our community schools were at Mitchell as well. And brought the samples. I was personally impressed with what they brought. Providence brought in about CalFresh. And there's a really nice display of our community center at the back of the Rogers Anderson facility. They have a break there on their insurance. We're being advertised a little bit. A lot of things from Department of Mental Health about our children and cues on how to help them out when it's coping skills, such as ground yourself, take a deep breath and name 5 things you can see, 4 things you can touch, 3 you can hear, 2 you can smell, and 1 you can taste. And that just gets you to calm down and kind of cope with whatever's going on. I crochet. Now you know why I crochet. But it's, you're never a bother. So if you need to ask someone to listen to you, just remember you're never a bother. Talk to someone that you can trust. What helps kids and teams thrive is a really good thing. And how can I create positive childhood experiences? And then what I really liked was the coloring book. All right. It's never a bother activity book designed for children. Really nice, simple pictures. And at the back, there's a word search and a maze. What is it called? Yeah, little maze where they both actually, the 2 friends get to the middle to talk
Very
to
nice.
each other.
Very nice.
I'll let you look at that a little bit more because that would interest you. But other than that, I'm glad the school's going well. And I really do appreciate the extra on the communication and the technology. I do go on our website, so that I'm part of that 335,000, whatever, just to see what's going on at the different schools. And I hope that the million male figures, whatever, March tomorrow goes well at the other elementaries. I'm sure it will. And I appreciate Smith coming tonight. I stopped by their school briefly after Mitchell. And all I could hear was, oh no, we have a presentation tomorrow night too, 2 nights in a row. So I do appreciate the staff coming here to do that wonderful presentation. Thank you.
Let me see. I guess I'll ask you, trustee Morales.
Thank you. We started celebrating Hispanic Heritage Month 3 days ago. I think this is an important time, for our students to learn from other cultures, to know more about the cultures, to know that, anything and everything is possible. The opportunities are out there, and the way we learn is by learning from others, that have been or are role models, for our students. I think that's important. Because a lot of times when we look at each other, we all look alike, but we come from at least 21 different countries. It was in my class, we were doing a project about different countries, and a student was like, wow, this country, I think it was Chile, that speaks Spanish plus 100 plus more other languages, so it's like, whoa, who knows that, not many people. So it's important that kids know that, Even in Mexico, there's lots of other languages. I know in my home country, we have Spanish as the main language, but then we have 24 other languages. So all that, stuff is important for kids to know and understand, so they can feel proud of their own culture and background. So it's a good time for them to learn and to let other people also know. So it's only then that, we can have more empathy for others and understanding, and we can be better people, better
Compa-
citizens.
To have compassion is so important these days.
Absolutely. So I just want to bring that up. And also, I think in last Friday's letter, I saw an announcement about Green Elementary School, that they have really, work on, cutting that chronic absenteeism. And I was just amazed to see the numbers, going from 200 down to 59. I mean, they are doing an amazing job. And, so thank you to all of those who are involved in the whole process. That's all I have tonight.
Thank you. Going back to our presentation, Superintendent Castro, so there's a dual immersion TK at Smith. Where will they attend kindergarten? And will it be a dual immersion classroom? Will they be
No.
transferred to Mitchell?
Yes, so the dual language TK is being housed at Smith to feed into the Mitchell dual language program, and that's because we didn't have any space at Mitchell. So Smith being close in proximity, we decided to do it there. They did have facilities to house that program, but it is the dual Mitchell schools TK, and they'll feed into the kindergarten at Mitchell.
Thank you. Thank you for mentioning Hispanic Cultural Month. As I've mentioned earlier, our school district is comprised of 74% Hispanic/Latino, and I didn't come up with that number by myself. Mr. Barker helped me research that, and I appreciate that help. Let me see. There's been conversations about the board not needing a weekly communication the week of the board meetings. Puts less work on the cabinet, I would believe.
We actually don't mind. It's so routine and embedded into our system, and sometimes there are things that we need to share that are not shared publicly in the board meeting. So I don't think it's a practice that we mind continuing.
Okay. All right. Just wanted to throw that out there. Ms. Glinda, will you help me with the next presentation? Or my sharing? So I've been asking and sometimes pleading and begging for people to share what they remember about our school district. I've said it before and I'll say it again. When I'm no longer on this board, all of my history that I've been through could be lost. I've asked for people to look through HR records, or maybe there's something in the vault, as I've been told by a former employee here. There are, in this particular publication that someone gave me, you can see Craig Burris, who was on the board and passed away during his term. You can see in the far left corner, trustees Bob Cruz, trustee Diane Bollinger, trustee Rosine Dries, and myself. That was the very first outdoor science camp started by Terry Karcher. I wish I remembered the year, but I don't. But that was when we first started having science camp or science school. And in the right-hand corner, the color one is, again, trustee Bollinger, myself, and then Superintendent Dr. Joe Condon. There are other articles about school board elections. I won't bore you with reading it to you, but if we could get a copy of that sent to the board, Ms. Galindo, I would appreciate it. But truly, if you've got photos, I'm asking everyone, timelines of when you worked in the school district or were familiar with the school district and you remember the principal at the school, something, because there is nothing that will help us celebrate our school district in the years to come. It's important. The cities, I won't say the city, cities have records of when they were incorporated, who the first council people were, the city managers, all the directors of the different departments. And I don't believe we have that. I pray we do, but I don't think we do. And I'm sad for that. I can go back to the superintendency of Dr. Rich Moody, but before him, I have no clue. Do you happen to remember him?
I didn't even know him.
He happened to die while being superintendent. And then we got Ed Ricketts. And I could go on and on and on and on, but no one remembers. And I have to say, in that far left corner, they're all gone. Bob's gone, Diane's gone, Rosie is gone. So please, anybody who has anything, please share. It's a task I'm willing to take on. Well, I would ask for help, but it's a task I'm willing to use my dining room table and spread out articles and try to create a timeline of some sort. Thank you. I did that with the help of Ms. Galindo. Thank you. And I think the only thing I have left is, just a reminder that the nursery down the school that supports our district, I understand, is having a crafts and music and fall festival, October 18th from 11 to 4. So if you can stop by, that'd be great. And with that, I would like to pay for a classroom to visit the nursery, and I will pay for all the little pots and all the little seeds, and any other components to a lesson that a classroom might like. So I would say first come, first serve. So if you can get that out, I'm willing to do that. So with that, we will adjourn tonight's meeting in memory of Doris Hoffman. Doris Hoffman was, oh my gosh, I just lost it. Oh no. Just give me a minute, please. I think I can remember what was stated. Doris Hoffman was 90 years old, I believe, and she passed away on September 4th, 2025. She was buried on September 15th, 2025. She married and raised 3 children in the city of Lawndale. She was a pianist at her church. She was the first lady of Lawndale for being married to our mayor, Harold Hoffman. She worked as a nurse in the, I believe, NICU unit. And do you recall? Oh, I thought you might. She loved Lawndale. She loved her dogs. She fostered many, 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 many dogs. She loved to be active, climbing all the steps to the Statue of Liberty, and she leaves 12 great grandchildren. So I'd like to adjourn our meeting tonight in memory of Doris Hoffman. We will adjourn at 6:58.